meeting for its neighbors in the well-to-do town of Belmont, Massachusetts. Our group of 20 could just as well have been birdwatchers out for a jaunt. In fact, as we strode along the sculptured walkways cut through the scrubby New England forest, several men and women revealed themselves to be Audubon Society members, who instantly recognized the hospital's dense stands of oak and elm forests as nesting grounds for red-tailed hawk and horned and screech owls. There were 2 soccer moms in our group. Real soccer moms, it turns out. They played soccer. Everyone was wearing sensible clothing for our tour of what was once America's premier insane asylum. McLean was showing off its 240-acre campus to promote its new hospital reuse master plan. Starting in the 1980s, neither private insurers nor government programs like Medicare and Medicaid were willing to finance the lengthy stays and staff-intensive therapy that had been McLean's specialty for almost 2 centuries. Whereas once well-heeled patients had checked in for months, if not years' worth of expensive residential therapy, the standard admission was now the 5-day, time enough for a quick psychiatric diagnosis, stabilization on drugs, and release into the community, meaning to a halfway house, or in the most hopeful scenario, back to one's family. By the early 1990s, McLean was losing millions of dollars a year. It came within a hair's breadth of being closed down. The hospital was foundering like a luxury ocean liner competing in the age of jet travel. To save McLean, the businessmen who sat on the board of trustees opted to restructure the hospital. McLean had already shrunk dramatically. In the late 1990s, staffers were preparing just 100 beds a night, compared with 340 during most of the 20th century. Entire buildings had already been closed. It occurred to us that we had about 250 acres and 800,000 square feet of building space. And given the profile of the way we were delivering the medicine, we probably needed only 50 acres and 300,000 square feet. Charles Baker, a former chairman of the board, explained to me. The eventual master plan called for selling off about half the asylum's acreage and keeping an inner core of 50 acres for patient treatment and research labs. The rest would be given to the town as public open space. The idea was to raise $40 million, erase the hospital's outstanding debt, and rescue McLean. The tours eventually had the desired impact. After years of town gown bickering, Belmont finally voted to allow McLean to de-accession its real estate treasures in 1999. McLean had signed a deal to turn 12 acres of scrub forest on its southern perimeter into a mere-windowed 300,000-square-foot biomedical research park, of the kind to be seen on the outskirts of Princeton, Atlanta, Seattle, or pretty much any white-collar city suburb in America. 26 acres along busy Mill Street will be developed for townhouses, to be priced between $600,000 and $650,000. At a separate briefing, an official of the Northland Development Corporation showed us how the new homes would be painted in earth colors, surrounded by trees, and kept low to the ground so as not to change the profile of the west-facing wooded hill. He briefly addressed the potential challenge of selling expensive homes abutting the grounds of an insane asylum, but he hoped it would not be a problem. Down the hill from the townhouses, McLean has convinced the American Retirement Corporation to build a 352-unit elder care center, an upscale retirement home. Other plots have been earmarked to placate various constituencies that hold McLean's fate in their hands. The 130 acres of open space, some of it abutting an Audubon Society sanctuary, should quiet Belmont's vocal environmentalists. The hospital will donate 1.5 acres to expand and silence a neighboring housing development for the elderly. A private school on the hospital's northern border will get land for a new soccer field.